So hello, I'm Emma Marden. I'm the course manager and lecturer in early years for the level 3 course here at West Kent College. Now I'm going to make a confession here. 30 years ago, it was a long time before even some of you were even born, or still children, I was just going through my first year of my nanny qualification, and my biggest ambition was to actually marry a millionaire and live in a great big house. How boring my life would have been if I had done that. So this is my Wix site. Okay, happy? And these are some of the lovely, lovely references and pictures and lovely things that the children and the employers, when I was becoming a nanny, have done for me. I've also got on here my so it's my certificates and my CPD from over the years of what I have done. Been lucky to go on lots and lots of different courses. And then I've got a bit about me, my CV, and what I've been doing over the years. And including the amazing early years conference, which some of you will never forget, but can I just say you made that early years conference. And down here I've even got, if I can get it to scroll down, I've even got a little cartoon that I made about what I've done. In here I've got my lesson observation snapshots of all my lesson obs, and my personal development. Obviously, it was my SWOT like everybody else has got, and I've got my PDP, and I've got a couple of articles on my blog, and I've got my reflections, including a little video, a completely anonymous video of my students in a classroom, followed by a reflection of what was going on with my teaching. So yes, so 30 years ago, there I was thinking I was just going to qualify as an NNEB, go out into the world of work, marry the rich widow that I had to go and work for, and live in his big house and look after his children. And I would never actually have to give birth, so that was all good. And now we fast forward many, many years, and here I am at the end of a level 6, and quite frankly, I can't believe it. So 3 years ago, this very tall, blonde, excitable lady came into our office. And wow, hasn't everything changed then? Here I am, having gone through this course. Thank you, Claire. I'm going to say my thank you now, because this time last year, she learnt across the desk and went, do you fancy doing a BA? I think you'd be really good at doing a BA. I was like, ooh, don't know about that, Claire. No, go on, she said. And wow, here I am. So, my negotiated work-based learning, because I've had the fortune, because Claire actually said to me, do this course, I am now going to progress in my career hugely, because as of September I'm going to be programme leader and a lecturer on the foundation degree in early years, which is absolutely immense, and I can't believe that this has actually happened. It's very exciting. So my negotiated work-based learning project is all about teaching in HE, because I realise I'm going to have to change my pedagogy completely. So it's looking at teaching and learning methods in higher education. My starting point is that after 12 years of teaching in further education, I am now going to be progressing on to teaching in HE as well. I'm looking at the concept of widening participation, and this is my point to thank you lot as well, because actually, having been on this course, not only have I learned a tremendous amount, I can't believe how much I've learned in the last 9 months or whatever. No, it's a bit longer than that, because I started the RPEL procedure. I have gone so far, but thank you guys, because what you've done is talking to me and sharing with me all those things. I've now got a really good idea of my starting point for teaching in HE. You have given me so much information, so thank you. It's been amazing. My learning aims are to critically explore the theoretical approaches in teaching undergraduates at level 4 and 5, to critically evaluate hybrid pedagogies in higher education, and to create a level 4 pre-assessment reflective task for establishing learners' experience and background as a task for teachers and later self-reflection. So I have actually created the reflective task, and I've had a couple of peer reviews. Thank you very much, Iona. And I've been looking at hybrid pedagogy. I did not grow up in the digital world, but I'm realising the people I'm going to be teaching did grow up in the digital world, and I need to be able to be prepared for that. However, I need to also make sure that those people, the older people who didn't grow up who are my age and coming on, and didn't grow up in the digital world, are also catered for as well. So that's going to be a huge task for me. I looked into expansive and experiential learning. I've collaborated with previous learners, the tutors, the head of HE. I've read lots of frameworks and about flexible and hybrid pedagogies, and I've been reflecting on teaching HE and FE. And just to tell you, because you guys were part of this research, the things I found out from my surveys is that previous foundation degree students considered themselves to be self-directed learners. Students enjoyed learning from one another. They valued the knowledge the course had given them and how it impacted on their practice. And presentations, group work and discussions were deemed useful and appropriate activities in the classroom. So no matter how many times you've complained about presenting, you've actually come out on paper and said, yep, that's been really useful, that's been good, that's helped me. I've also looked into the concept of emotional intelligence, and I've come to the conclusion that I need to establish knowledge of backgrounds, motivations, experience of learners, establish the context where technology enhances learning, and it is not tokenistic, because I think that's really important, that we're just not using it as, another learning aid in the classroom. Activities that enhance thinking skills and change and create the tools for self-directed learning for the guys coming onto the course. So thank you very much, all of you, because it's been an absolute ball. Thank you.
You've all been very nice. I held it together after Anna's quite well until now. I'm going to try my hardest not to blub here, because next week I'm going to have to do it all again. Yeah. So what I do want to do though is say a few quick thank yous, because well done. Everybody who took part in that was a big deal, because it was a formative assessment. It's supportive. You weren't being assessed. You didn't have to go into ethics. We didn't have to hit certain marking criteria on that one. We just had to stand up, showcase what we did, own it, and really show off the fact that you are actually brilliant. Not just a little bit brilliant, like brilliant. You've overcome major hurdles, even just standing in the room and walking in the door that day when you decided to be part of your STL and the early years degree. And then coming in and going through RPL procedures and just even working full time as a team leader. Everybody has gone through major changes this year. So I want to say thank you more so to everybody else who wasn't a student who came today. So thank you to dads and mums and kids and supported sisters and God knows what else. Thank you to future students and to Diana for coming from Greenwich all the way down there to come and have a little look. And thank you to everybody else, Jacob especially, for all of his hard work this year. So round of applause for Jacob. Absolutely wonderful this year, and a massive thank you to Louise for all her support this year and everything being my co-tutor on the course. Absolutely brilliant. Very much. What else have I got? But mainly thank you to you guys, because I've learned so much from you. You've really pushed the boundaries of this. So it's been testing, I've learned a lot, and it has been wonderful, but mainly it's your commitment and your participation, your engagement with the course, your enthusiasm, especially lately when we're at the end of the degree and you're slogging away at it and your head's down, you're like, come on, all you can hear is Claire's voice going, come on, one more week. You got one more week and that's it, it's done. So heads down, let's knock this last bit out, let's make sure that nothing else, you can just say to, sorry kids, but that's it, it's done, mummy and daddy needs another week. 1 week. That's it. Just one. And then it's done and it's finished, and you can have your parents back for the summer. And then maybe you might see them again a couple of times. But that's it. I will send an email out for you next week, this week, which will tell you all about next week, and your submission reminders and how we do that, and what the times are for next week and things like that. You are all fabulous, and I really want you to carry on and just go into postgrad study forever and just keep going. But then I'm nuts, and so is Diane. So everybody here at the moment knows what they kind of want to do. But if you don't, hopefully this course has shown that it's okay. It's okay to be a specialist. It's okay to be self-employed as a consultant. It's okay to go and be a support worker or a key worker or go into something completely different. You don't have to be a teacher at the end. It's great if you do, but at the end you can go and do your masters, you can go to Greenwich, you can go to Canterbury, you can do whatever you want to do. But the world now is your oyster. You are done. You are finished. You are almost done. Almost finished. You're almost done, almost finished. But one thing I do want to say, which I'm probably not going to say next week, is that Joe said something earlier, and you've all said it in one way or another, is that actually you know your stuff. You're actually blooming brilliant. You know your stuff. The level of reading that you guys have done is insane. So own it now. Now you know what you're doing. Now, as far as anybody else is concerned, you really, really know. So just own it. You're professionals. Start standing like professionals. Start taking it. You can teach. You can lecture. You can do what you want to do now. 100%. Just start owning it because you're blinding. So well done, everybody. Well done. You are free to go. So, does everybody know how to get out?